Hey guys, this is Dan from Fisher Jeep Adventures, and if you want to see how we get this front runner footwell tank into the Jeep, stick around for the video. All right, you guys know that I've kind of set the back of my Jeep up for space. I like the front runner boxes because they are stackable and they kind of lock together. So one of the things that we're always fighting is the best way to store things. And if you've seen in some of the other videos, I've used a Lifesaver jerry can for our water supply. One of the things we learned from the last trip was that that thing takes up a bunch of space. And as I plan for a big trip this summer, so we plan to go to Colorado and do some of the old mining town trails like the Alpine Loop and some of the others out there. And so we're gonna be gone for a couple weeks, and so space is a premium, and storing water is one of those things that is a challenge. And so trying to think of an innovative way to kind of store water but not take up a space. This might be the best solution for our water needs. This is the front runner footwell water tank. It's 10 gallons. Water comes out on both sides through a nipple like that, and that way you can gravity drain both ends. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some PEX tubing together. We're going to run it out toward the back so it exits out by the camp kitchen, and then we'll isolate each valve so that we can draw each side down independently once it gets below the hump. All right, guys, we have the tank sitting in, so we readjusted the supports for the back seat shelf to fit the width of the tank. And then there's an isolator between the tank and the bottom. We used PEX, half-inch PEX, and half-inch PEX crimp fittings. So, like I said, there were two sides to this tank because there's a hump in the middle. And so you can pull off of either side. And so we created a kind of piping network that runs underneath everything. And here you see it coming up from this side. It discharges from that. And then we run both lines to a system of valves. And there's a valve on the bottom and a valve on the top. And that represents allowing water to come from either side of the hump. So in that case, it's open. In this case, they're shut. And that way I can isolate either side. So I can pull until one side is dry and then pull on the other. I can pull both at the same time. And then that goes in a soft connection up to a small 12-volt pump. And we got it mounted just to the side of the box. And right now I don't quite know how I'm going to get the water out in like a valve standpoint, but this is kind of our setup. All right, guys, so that was kind of the layout. So again, this is the front runner footwell 10-gallon tank, and so we have both sides plumbed to a 12-volt just a basic 12-volt pump. It's a 1 gallon per minute pump, or 1.3 gallon per minute pump, low draw, which is perfect so you're not squirting. But all we're using this water for is for cooking and cleaning and drinking and stuff like that. So pretty easy setup. We got to figure out how to valve it at the end. And this is a demand pump, so if it has a valve on the end, we can shut it on, keep the pump running. And that way we don't have to keep cycling it on and off. I have an extra switch in the back where we had the lights for the back of the Jeep that I can tie into, so that I don't have to worry about plugging it into a socket or something. So you can hear that's all the noise that it makes. So I think it works out pretty good. All right, so that was our install of our new water system. We'll screw the top back down, and that'll be that. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think that it's going to be a great solution. It allows us to carry water, doesn't take up too much space. And while we spend a little bit of money on that Lifesaver jerry can, I'll be able to use that someplace else. But I think that's the best solution for me. And if any of you all have taken out your back seat and decided to turn it into a platform, this might be a good solution for you. Like I said, hope you guys got something from the video. This is Dan from Fisher Jeep Adventures, and we'll see you on the trail.